Do you know why your client really buys from you? What is their deepest motivation, the desire that pushes them to choose you over someone else? And how do you translate that into your copy to move them towards a sale? Today, I want to share with you the 4 questions that I ask myself every time I start work on a new project or with a new client, in order to dig down deep enough to know exactly what I should be saying and what the most persuasive way to present that is. Welcome back to the Bonaventure MS Digital Marketing Show. My name's Jonathan, and today we're going to talk about understanding client motivations. This may not seem super important to you, and a lot of people don't think so because there's not enough emphasis put on this kind of stuff in the market, right? When you're researching how do I market my business, oftentimes it's tactics, it's these quick strategies that are going to get you 10% more opens in your emails, or this one line that you have to use in your sales copy that's going to skyrocket your results. This is the kind of content that you're finding online. And while this stuff is useful, at the end of the day, it's an understanding of the fundamental principles that's going to guarantee success in the long term more than just tactics and quick tips. So these are the 4 questions that I like to ask myself, and by doing this, I've found that it really overcomes any kind of writer's block that I have, and it really helps for becoming more empathetic, which in my opinion is the most important part of writing copy, right? Showing the reader that you understand who they are, where they are, what their situation is, and then leading them to the natural solution as the proper guide for them, right? So the first question that I always ask myself is, why is this important? So on this, we're going to use an example of dating coaching, which is just my own personal background, right? So let's say somebody comes to me and they say, hey, I want to work with you. I want to figure out how I can get girls. And usually it's not how I can get girls, it's how I can get the one girl, right? How I can find a good long-term girlfriend. So we're going to work with that example, the majority. Why is getting a girlfriend important to these guys? Because they want to build their future, right? In most scenarios, people believe that they should have a life partner before a certain age, they should have a family, and then they should build that family, raise the kids go away to college, right? And they have this super westernized, Americanized idea of how their life should be. But then we have to ask the next question, right? Whoops. Because this gives us an understanding of the most basic level of why they would be buying dating coaching. But then we need to know, why is it important to them that they build their futures? There's a lot of different answers that you can come at this, or that you can get from this, and depending on your niche and depending on exactly your dream client, you're obviously going to end up with different answers to reflect who you want to attract into your business. So for me, if I'm looking at this and I ask myself, why is building their ideal future important for my clients? And the answer is that they want to feel successful. Because oftentimes, these are guys who are smart, they're good at school, they're good at their jobs, they've succeeded scholastically, they've succeeded in their extracurriculars, right? So they have a lot of wins stacked up on their side, but then when it comes to getting girls, or even just basic social skills sometimes, they're not as good as they are if they were to compare themselves to the other areas of their lives, right? So they want to look at this as another challenge that they can overcome. They want to know that they're successful in all areas and they don't have this huge burning pain point where they cannot succeed no matter how hard they try. Next, we go down to question number 3, and you might be noticing a pattern here where question number 3 falls into why is this important? Let me just underline that to make them look a little different. So why is it important that they want to feel successful? And my answer to that would be that being unsuccessful goes against their identity, right? So it's not in line with their identity. That they are not successful at something. And question number 4, say it with me. Why is this important? And why is it important for somebody to, or why is it important that something in their life doesn't fall in line with their identity of themselves? Well, my answer would be self-esteem. It destroys the image that they have of themselves. It makes it a lot harder for them to trust themselves. It's something that they feel like they should be good at, just implicitly because they're an adult. All of their friends are either getting laid, or they have girlfriends, or they have families, right? So it's really crippling to their self-esteem because they feel, I'm not good at this thing where I see everybody else being good at it. And you'll oftentimes find that the answer boils down to something relating to self-esteem. And you can imagine now how, if I were to write copy about building their ideal future with the perfect girl, versus if I were to write copy about all of your friends figured it out, but you haven't yet, here's the secret. Which one of those would be more motivating, right? Which one of them hits them on a deeper level? Because while they are definitely thinking this, and they're definitely thinking this, and they're definitely thinking this, at the end of the day, this is the real reason why it matters. And I've found that it usually only takes 4 levels of whys to get there. So I want you to go and analyze your client avatar right now. And let me know in the comments, what is the biggest reason, once you get down to 4 levels, why your client wants your product or your service? Because I'm willing to bet that it's self-esteem, but I would be more than happy for you to prove me wrong, right? So on that, I'm gonna let you go. Ask yourself those whys, really dig down deep, and see how that's going to transform the marketing material that you're gonna put out moving forward. If you have any questions or comments about how exactly you can apply this to your business, or what you need to do to get success from a strategy like this, send me a DM and I'd be more than happy to help you out. On that, I'm gonna leave you. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.